Hello, good evening. Woohoo! When the sun sets in the city of Manila, don't you dare make a wrong turn and end up in that dimly lit side of the metro, where aswang run the most wanted kidnapping rings, where capre are the kingpins of crime, and encantos slip through the cracks to steal your most precious possessions. When crime takes a turn for the weird, the police call Alexandra Trece, daughter of the paranormal investigator Anton Trece, granddaughter of the university professor Alexander Trece, who in the course of his research in Philippine lower mythology began to meet all of these creatures of myth and legend. Faith and family gave Trece the responsibility of maintaining the balance between our world and the underworld. Helping her fulfill this great task are the Kambal, ever loyal, ever by her side, mysteriously appearing whenever Trece needs them or whenever she texts them. So, let me now take you on a tour on the world of Trece, where the Nuno sa Punso have abandoned their little termite mounds beside trees because people just end up pissing on them. They have found a new home underneath manholes, and if asked nicely, they will provide you with advice on how to deal with the creatures of the underworld. Moving on to C5, wannabe drag racers meet their untimely death when they try to outrun a tikbalang who has a need for speed. And whenever he wins a race, this young colt decides to bring home the girlfriends of the drivers. Let's move over to Quiapo. At Quiapo, during the nights of the new moon, the manananggal, a flight of manananggal, fly through the skies, armed with submachine guns and hunt for food. They've also learned that they can use the children here to barter for babies imported from other countries. Such things, Trece will not tolerate, of course. Let's go over to Makati. At City Hall, at the Records Division, there works unnoticed a duende. And if you bribe him with the right things, duende love chocolates, by the way, chocnut in particular, they will tell you the names of the true owners of the land where you live. They do not go by the names of Ayala and Ortigas. Let's move over to Ayala Avenue. In the penthouse of the tallest tower in Makati, if you can somehow gain access to it, and if you know the right people, there you will find the garden of the great stallion, the datu of all Tikbalang, who secretly provides all the fortune and wealth of a certain prominent family in the city. So from the tallest tower, we move over to the deepest level of Robertson Mall in EDSA, where you will find a special chamber, heavily guarded, and inside is the son of a scion, rumored to be a twin sibling, rumored to be a snake, but in truth is a dragon, who is just way too friendly with the girls buying clothes in the mall. And a couple of blocks down is the Magna Mall. At the lowest basement is a horde of Chanok. There they lie waiting for that unlucky lady who had no choice but to park her car at the farthest lot, in the corner of the basement where the fluorescent light flickers, slowly dying, surrendering to the darkness. Which brings us to the mall at the corner of EDSA and Shaw, to its movie theater at the top floor, where something unusual has been happening. Senior citizens would come to avail of their free movie and would be found dead at their seats by the usher. Died of natural causes, the coroner would say. And yet, every Monday afternoon, more senior citizens arrive and end up breathing their last breath as the closing credits roll. Which prompted Trece to investigate. During the 2 p.m. screening of New Moon, where Trece saw the poster and just shook her head, Trece lined up with the rest of the shambling movie crowd. Trece heard the ticket seller say, "Are you here for the last full show?" The old men and women would tilt their ear as if they weren't sure what they were just asked, but then they'd nod and say yes. The ticket seller saw Trece and smiled. "Ticket for one?" Inside, Trece saw an old man laughing so hard he was in tears. An old couple held hands. The husband leaned over to his wife and whispered, "This is my favorite part." Three grannies in the middle giggled like schoolgirls. Trece looked at the light coming from the projector's booth and followed it to the wide screen, where it showed nothing. In the projector's booth, Trece walked up and found a pale man manning the projector. "Who are you?" Trece asked. "What are you showing these people?" "Oh, Miss Trece, I apologize. My associate told me you were here. I'm sorry we didn't inform you that we already set up shop in the city. Our Mistress Ibu told us to get your permission first." Ibu, Trece thought, the goddess of death. "You still haven't answered my question," Trece said, taking a step forward. "Call me Ishmael. My sis outside is Lina. We just thought it was easier rather than to wait for all of these people to die. We thought we'd do them service. Invite them here. Let them review their lives one last time. And let them decide if they want to stay a bit longer or not. And if they've made up their minds and all is well, we let them doze off before we punch their ticket." She looked at the theater, the people enjoying the film, and said, "If you're conning these people to give up their souls, if you're running some sort of kaluluwa smuggling operation, believe me when I tell you, even Ibu can't protect you from me." "Yes, ma'am." She was about to step outside of the booth when Ishmael asked, "Is there anything you'd like to watch?" He held up a ticket. "It's on the house." Trece picked a seat near the exit, picked the year of her 8th birthday, stayed long enough to see the part where her mom read her a bedtime story, but did not stay to see how that particular night would end. She knew that part very well, the reason why she has bound herself to protect the city. So the next time you go watch a movie in the city, double check the ticket you just bought and make sure you didn't purchase one for the last full show. Let me just spend the last 20 seconds plugging the 3 books of Trece, now available everywhere else. Thank you very much.
Ever the storyteller, give it up again to Mr. Budget Tan. So these are all